Radio show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a fan braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Hello and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel out in Salt Lake in Las Vegas, and it's kind of like next to Salt Lake, sort of. And sitting in for her is Robert Johnson. You know him, you love him because of this segment right here, Sober Living with Robert Johnson, a counselor, an addiction counselor, relationship counselor, and my good friend. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here.
You know, it's fantastic having you here. We had a great conversation just in the commercial break. On the way in. Robert, what do we want to talk about here in today's segment of Sober Living?
Well, we're going to talk about the alternatives as far as treatment and not being so focused on a 12-step program.
Okay, so a lot of people know the 12-step program, right? I mean, it's probably
1935.
1935 was created and was still today probably has the market share of treatment options for people with addictive personalities and substance abuse.
It's a great model,
or whatnot. It is a great model, and you yourself have gone through a 12-step program. You know?
Yeah.
Still
active,
and still active. 17 years later,
coming up.
Yeah, and me. I identify with this, and we're good friends. Not only do we have the same hairstyle and facial hairstyle, and we look exactly identical, but we have similar backgrounds as well, and made similar poor decisions when we were young. Yeah, and one of the things that I got sent to a program, which was a faith-based program, and It was an alternative to the 12-step program, and I came away with a different conclusion than sobriety being the ultimate conclusion. You and I are both on the same page. We're I've been sober for 32 years. You're sober for 17 years coming up, right?
Right.
So that's awesome. But we took different roads to get there. What kind of roads are there? What other alternatives are there to a 12-step program?
Well, there's medication-assisted treatment, as far as like methadone or Suboxone. There's cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy.
All right, we're going to get into the terms here, and then people are going to lose us right away. But let's talk medicated assisted. We understand that, I think, right? You replace one drug with another drug of lesser side effects and or horror.
It's all promoting abstinence.
Yes,
that's the good piece.
And you wean off, right? Using those substances. Then there's the cognitive behavior. Talk about that. That's kind of a cool program going on.
So I think of a Dorito, and that triangle shaped Dorito.
Yeah.
And everything starts with your thoughts.
Okay.
Which connects to your feelings.
Right.
That top of that triangle.
Yes.
Which ultimately will connect to your behaviors.
Your actions. Yeah.
If you can connect those three and figure out what you're doing and how it starts and how those feelings are affected,
right?
You can ultimately get a better behavior and a better outcome.
Will you see results with that kind of that kind of therapy?
Most definitely.
Is that right? Okay, so you practice cognitive behavioral therapy.
I do,
and you also administer and practice 12-step type program. Is that correct? Administer is probably the wrong word.
As long as the client in front of me open to it, I have some experience, so I'm willing to share. You know, I never want to say if they're in my chair, they have to go to an AA meeting or a Cocaine Anonymous meeting or a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. That's definitely not. But if they're willing to try, I know it has worked for millions of people. So by all means.
So let's talk about the great big elephant in the 12-step room, and it's the higher power.
You get to choose.
You get to
whatever
choose.
That is for you,
right? Which is where most people have a problem with it. When in 1935, when this came out, the higher power